So it's match day, Manchester United versus Brighton at Old Trafford, and this is one of those fixtures that's quietly becoming an absolute nightmare for us in recent years, and you just know Brighton are going to turn up and fancy their chances again today. This is a team that have won the last three fixtures at Old Trafford, including a 3-1 victory last season, which led to Ruben Amorim smashing up the dressing room. But we are coming off of the victory at Anfield, followed by the 2-0 home win against Sunderland, and have finally broken the back-to-back Premier League win curse. And now it's about making it three and finally building some momentum and climbing the table. Our home form's getting better. We won three of the last won 3 games at home this season, and we're unlucky to lose in the opening day of the league against Arsenal. And we need to start trying to make Old Trafford the fortress that it once was. We are starting to see Ruben Amorim make slight changes to his system that was so heavily criticised in the last 2 wins by being a bit more direct, flooding the middle of the park, winning second balls, which United are actually top of the chart of so far this season. In terms of Brighton, meanwhile, they sit 10th, 1 point below us, with 2 wins from their last 3 and are not in good form themselves. Both teams are quite close, not just in league position, separated by 1 point, but with some interesting stats as well. So Brighton have scored 12 goals to our 11. They've conceded 11 goals to our 12. We're averaging 4.8 shots per match. They're averaging 4.4. We've won 3 penalties. They've won 3 penalties. Touches in the box. We're 5th. They're 6th. So there are some similarities between us, which is, I think, reflected in our league position. But Brighton rank 3rd in the league for tackles per match and top for possession won in the final third, which shows they are a team that likes to press high, win the ball, and create chances in transition. And they've got some good players at doing that as well. And that's where we need to be careful today. Minter and Rutter both have 2 assists each this year. Mitoma destroyed us last year, although he is an injury doubt for today. Veltman and Dunk have been okay this season at the back, but I think they're gettable. But it's none other than Danny Welbeck, who is leading the line with 4 goals so far this season, 2 of which came in their last game against Newcastle. Interestingly, their danger man, Danny Welbeck, is now the last player in the Premier League still playing that was part of the last squad when we won the title under Alex Ferguson in 2012, and is also a player that loves a goal against us. That's nuts, isn't it? Fair play to Danny Welbeck for that. If you remember in this fixture last season, it was a complete disaster, undone by one long ball over the top to Mitoma, where the back 3 were all over the place, that carved us open and squared it for the opening goal. Onana was in no man's land for a wicked cross to the back post for Mitoma to tap home. And then the infamous Andre Onana mistake, trying to claim an easy cross on the floor, which he dropped to Jorginho Rutter. And then the rest is history. And thankfully, so is he now. For United, though, I think things are starting to look a little bit more cohesive under Ruben Amorim. The press is looking sharper. The team shape is improving. And for the first time in months, I feel there's a little bit of belief around the players. We are creating chances, but not converting them. And that's been our issue so far this season. But so has been consistency. Consistency has been one of our biggest downfalls because we know we're capable of turning up one week and not the next, and we need to break that duck and break that cycle. So it's about turning that momentum after coming off of the win against Liverpool and having a proper run of results. And the key to that will be stopping Brighton's rhythm. They love to drag it into a basketball game, making it end-to-end where they're dangerous. Amorim, on the other hand, will want a bit more control than what we saw against Liverpool, considering we're at home. So I'd like to see us try to keep the ball better. And I can see us using the same tactics, though, that's been working in the last couple of games, because Brighton like to press. They're very, very good at it, as mentioned, being top of the league for possession won in the final third. So I can see us being a little bit more direct, which I don't think is going to be a bad tactic for today. It'll be interesting to see whether Brighton adapt their tactics to today, though, because Hürzeler was alluding to that in his press conference. So it'll be interesting to see if they make any tactical tweaks ahead of the game today as well. In terms of injuries, Mason Mount and Maguire both have knocks. So it's going to be interesting to see if Amorim takes any chances with them. Personally, I don't think he would with Mason Mount because of his injury record, which is a bit of a blow because he's been an important player for us in our press this season, but also helps to cover some of the deficiencies we have in midfield. And Maguire's obviously the man of the hour after his late winner against Liverpool. In terms of Brighton, they lined up like this for their last win against Newcastle. So, and they do have there's a few question marks around their injuries going off of Hürzeler's pre-match press conference as well. I think Gomez has been past fit, so but if Mitoma's back, I don't know whether Gomez would play on the left or whether it's going to be Mitoma. But their key men, I think, are Jorginho, Minter, and Welbeck. That right-hand side is key. Obviously, Carlos Baleba will play in their midfield. Be interesting to see whether he has a good game or not today, considering the links with United. But I do think they are gettable at the back as well. We just need to keep the ball better, not give it away, not make silly mistakes, specifically in the final third or in the middle of the park, because that will then give Brighton the momentum and the opportunity to break forward in a quick transition, which is their strength and actually one of our weaknesses, I think, so far this season. But whether they're going to make a few tactical tweaks or not, who knows? But that's the team they lined up that got them the victory against Newcastle. In terms of my team prediction, so this is my team. This is how I would like to see us line up for today. Obviously, Saint-Lemon stays in goal. I think you'd be crazy to do anything other than that. I think he's had an outstanding start to his time at United. I would go with Mazraoui, De Ligt, and Yoro. This is based on the fact that maybe Harry Maguire will be injured and not available, because I think we need a little bit of pace. I think that's a team that's going to be a little bit more competent on the ball if we are going to play out from the back. Again, if we make some tweaks depending on how Brighton line up against us. Patrick Dorgu at left wing back. I don't think Dallow's at his anywhere near his best in that position. Bruno and Casemiro in midfield, because I think they are offering us a bit more balance at the moment. Ahmed has to play at right wing back because his partnership with Mbeumo is one of our biggest weapons. Cunha, if Mount's not available, dropping down into number 10, and then Sesko replacing Mount in the first 11. That's what I would go with in terms of, like, I think Sesko could be an asset for us today as well, especially if we're going to look to play over Brighton's press, go a little bit more direct. Sesko winning the aerial duels, knocking it onto Mbeumo, or controlling it and laying players off, I think could be a bit of an asset for us as well. In terms of key men for ourselves, it's Bryan Mbeumo, isn't it? Bryan Mbeumo has been our best attacker so far this season, coming off of a goal at Anfield as well in the first minute. Hopefully he's going to start finding a little bit of form as well. But you could make an argument to say Cunha was outstanding at Anfield as well. In fact, to be fair, Ahmed was as well. So hopefully we're starting to get a few more of our attackers in a little bit of form. And the one to watch for Brighton is going to be Danny Welbeck, isn't it? Can't believe it's 2025 and we're still talking about Danny Welbeck being a threat against us at Brighton, but that's credit to himself there as well, and he is in a bit of form as well, scoring 2 against Newcastle in the last game. In terms of score predictions, I think United are going to edge it. I think it's going to be 2-1. I think Brighton are going to have their spells, but our home form and momentum hopefully will see us through. It's not going to be easy though. Brighton are a good team. It's never an easy game against Brighton, but if we show the same mentality that we did against Anfield, and that's going to be the key for me today, the mentality, I think we should have enough to see Brighton off today. But let me know in the comments who your key player will be for today. And do you think United will finally break our home curse against Brighton? Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new here. See you in the next one.